Have you ever thought about how a high level of 3D visual creativity can lead you to the most demanding career in the upcoming decade? 3D visual creativity, or the ability to visualize and understand the spatial relationships between objects, is a key skill in many professions. If you excel in tasks that require this skill, you have a myriad of career choices. Today we'll discuss 20 such careers. First, let's discuss architects. Architects use 3D visual creativity to design buildings and spaces that are both functional and aesthetically pleasing. They need to visualize how different elements of a building will come together in 3 dimensions. Next, let's consider a career in industrial design. Industrial designers use 3D visual creativity to design products that are both functional and attractive. They have to visualize how a product will look from all angles and how it will function in a 3-dimensional space. Third, consider a career as an animator. Animators use 3D visual creativity to bring characters and stories to life. They need to visualize how a character will move and interact in a 3-dimensional environment. Fourth, a career as a game designer can be rewarding. Game designers use 3D visual creativity to create immersive game environments. They have to visualize how a player will navigate and interact with the game world. Fifth, consider a career in civil engineering. Civil engineers use 3D visual creativity to design infrastructure like roads, bridges, and tunnels. They need to visualize how these structures will fit into the existing environment. Next, let's discuss the 6th career, being a 3D artist. 3D artists use their visual creativity to create realistic models, environments, and animations. They need to visualize how an object or scene will look in 3 dimensions. 7th, a career in virtual reality development. VR developers use 3D visual creativity to create immersive virtual environments. They need to visualize how a user will interact with the virtual world. Next, let's discuss being a landscape architect. Landscape architects use 3D visual creativity to design outdoor spaces that are both functional and pleasing to the eye. They have to visualize how different elements of a landscape will interact. 9th, consider a career as an interior designer. Interior designers use 3D visual creativity to design spaces that are both functional and aesthetically pleasing. They need to visualize how different elements of a room will come together in 3 dimensions. 10th, a career in urban planning. Urban planners use 3D visual creativity to design cities and towns. They need to visualize how different elements of a city will interact and function together. Next, let's discuss working as a 3D printing engineer. 3D printing engineers use their visual creativity to design and print complex 3-dimensional objects. They need to visualize how an object will look and function in 3 dimensions. 12th, a career as a space planner. Space planners use 3D visual creativity to design efficient and effective use of space in buildings. They need to visualize how different elements of a space will interact and function together. 13th, consider a career in product development. Product developers use 3D visual creativity to design new products. They need to visualize how a product will look and function in 3 dimensions. 14th, a career in 3D modeling. 3D modelers use their visual creativity to create realistic models of objects or environments. They need to visualize how an object or scene will look in 3 dimensions. 15th, a career in 3D mapping. 3D mappers use their visual creativity to create accurate 3-dimensional maps. They need to visualize how different elements of a map will interact and function together. 16th, a career in virtual staging. Virtual stagers use 3D visual creativity to create realistic virtual representations of properties. They need to visualize how a property will look and function in 3 dimensions. 17th, consider a career in 3D visualization. 3D visualizers use their visual creativity to create realistic 3-dimensional images or animations. they need to visualize how an object or scene will look in 3 dimensions. 18th, a career in 3D scanning. 3D scanners use their visual creativity to create accurate 3-dimensional scans of objects or environments. They need to visualize how an object or scene will look in 3 dimensions. 19th, consider a career in 3D rendering. 3D renderers use their visual creativity to create realistic images or animations from 3D models. They need to visualize how an object or scene will look in 3 dimensions. Lastly, number 20, a career as a 3D cinematographer. 3D cinematographers use their visual creativity to create immersive 3-dimensional films. They need to visualize how a scene will look and function in 3 dimensions. In conclusion, we can see that 3D visual creativity is crucial in numerous careers. If you excel in tasks that require such skills, you can do so many things. So, consider getting a DMIT report to discover your strengths and guide you towards a career that you will love. The future is out there, and with the right knowledge, it can be shaped exactly how you want it.